Apples. Go.
Oh no, we're live. All right, welcome back to D&D and Distance. This is what, like our 8th episode, our 7th episode?
Just so
Eight.
8th,
many.
8th.
The
Yeah,
Eight.
lore is getting really hard to keep track of at
I
this
can't remember
point.
my memories.
yeah, I know. There's a lot of lore. Look, this is what you get when the DM is a fantasy novelist who's intentionally ignoring his fantasy novel. Is
Mhm.
I'm just like dumping world building on you.
Ugh.
Right? I just they always say like at a certain point you can sort of like build out your novel, but at a certain point it's got to like come back in, and we're just doing this forever. I'm just adding more and more shit in. At one point it's all going to be a dream, and then it wasn't going to be a dream, and it's going to be, it's going to be wild. So anyway, welcome. This is exciting. Let's do a recap of last week's episode. Anybody want to recap it for us?
Ghosts.
Grass is poison.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the grass.
Yeah. So you were biking out to the haunted house with a bunch of snot-nosed kids,
No, they're
and
the cool kids.
they're cool kids. Yeah, I think
They're
Dahlia was riding pegs with somebody, right?
Oh yeah, with
Yeah.
Alma.
Alma. Yep. And Addie was also riding pegs with Clover, and the boring adults were just kind of like sauntering behind,
Walking.
Running
walking.
full speed.
Yeah,
I
running
was
full speed,
sprinting.
sprinting. I think Crumb had a little experience with the grass. You want to tell us about that?
It was talking.
Is that what they
It
call it?
Yeah.
It was saying some very disturbing things, and I think that the grass needs therapy.
Yeah.
You know,
This, by the way, is one big metaphor for like drug trips. It's like all a big anti-marijuana ad. It's been paid for by your Republican senators.
Oh.
So,
how nice.
yep.
I'm no longer allowed to play from today on. they asked for me to be taken off the
I mean, didn't
show.
we already
Yeah.
establish that Jeff Bezos was also a longtime sponsor, but also Tom Hanks for some reason, and maybe Stephanie Meyer? This is the running list of the sponsors we've had.
Oh,
We
they were
have-
listeners. They were just listeners.
Long-time listeners,
Yeah.
yeah. Sponsors. Okay.
We're
yeah.
Do we have Musk yet?
Not yet. He's
Oh,
a
man.
tough get. He's a tough get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would throw
yeah,
I would throw hands with him behind a Taco Bell at 2 a.m.
Good.
That's how.
Running
That's
away.
how. Yeah, that's how we know he's a good candidate to be a sponsor. Like whoever Lyndon would want to fight, that's who we need.
Yeah.
I can't remember what we were talking about. Grass.
The
We were talking
grass.
about grass.
Marijuana.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Marijuana.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm totally unfocused today.
It's gonna be a good session.
So yeah, you guys are just gonna sort of like run ragged over me. So you're in this town, Lazy Lake. It's surrounded by big tall grass. You're walking over or biking over to this haunted house, and Crumb hears a conversation in the grass. Do you remember what the content of that conversation was, Crumb?
It was about murder, and there was going to be a third murder.
Yeah. So that's correct.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say that's correct. That's possible.
Unless we prevent it, which we will.
I mean, historically, you're not the ones preventing the murders. You're the ones doing the murdering. So this is sort of a new,
You're not wrong.
sort of a new
Character
role
growth
for you.
It's an arc.
Maybe,
Uh-huh.
maybe, or just a complete reversal.
Yeah.
So you decide,
Plot twist.
You decide that you're going to go out and check out this haunted house, which is nearby where the murders happened. And you get out there, the kids decide like, we don't go in the haunted house. That would be insane. And then you decide that you should go in the haunted house. And Dahlia walked in. You sort of scouted around a little bit.
I like snuck in through the bathroom.
She went in through the bathroom window.
Yeah,
Yep.
and then I went upstairs and saw a piano, and then started picking a lock, and then the piano started playing.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
That's
right.
where we left
That's
Dahlia.
so creepy.
In the
Yeah,
grip
so-
of death.
In the grip of death. Yeah. So you are standing at the top of these stairs. There are 3 rooms sort of in front of you. And then on either side on this top floor, there's another room, right? So there are 5 rooms total. And yeah, you saw in one room that there was an old sort of broken down piano, and you started picking a lock for another room, and the piano started playing.
Yeah.
It could just be a coincidence. It's probably a
But there
coincidence.
was also like a rocking horse too that started like rocking or something.
Oh, I thought it was like a
something really
rocking
bad.
chair.
It was a
Yeah.
rocking chair.
Rocking chair, yeah.
The rocking chair was rocking itself, and Dahlia just shut the door and was like, "No, thank
Nope.
you."
Yeah.
Look, wind can do crazy things. Okay, I wouldn't think too
But
much
then
of it.
Crumb also found that there was like an exit in the back.
Someone's been chopping grass.
Yeah, that's right. So the grass had sort of grown in. So you get the sense that this town, there's probably somebody whose job it is to like cut back the grass relatively regularly to stop it from growing in too far. This house is pretty much abandoned, right? Or not pretty much, it is abandoned. The grass, the grass has started to grow in, and Crumb found out that some of it had been cut away to allow for sort of movement around the house. And I think right at the end, we went out to Pre, who was sort of standing with a whole pack of kids. And
pack.
Your pack, yep.
Mhm.
Pre's daycare, Pre's preschoolers, or there's something in there. I can't find it. But you're standing out there, and you heard the grass behind you rustle.
I will do a burn of this entire prairie. It will happen. A controlled burn, but it will be a burn.
When you said controlled burn, my heart just skipped a beat. That's great. So we ended with that. I think Crumb, you're still sort of walking around the house. Is that right?
Yeah, probably.
Just scouting the house. Dahlia, you hear this piano tinkling away.
Yeah, I do.
And Pre, you hear movement in the grass behind you. And it is velociraptors.
God damn it!
Oh, stay out of the long grass.
They jump out and they eat you. They eat
Damn,
all
that
of
was
you.
We just
fast.
finished
Clever
watching
girl.
Disney's Fantasia, and there's this whole segment on dinosaurs. And as we were watching it, literally the whole time I was like, God damn, I'm so glad they're all dead.
No.
I hate dinosaurs.
I feel like I'm about to reveal something terribly embarrassing, but I'm gonna do it. I think I was like 20 the first time I saw Fantasia.
Damn.
And I turned to
the
my
right
friends
age.
at the dinosaur part, and I go, "Where are all the people?" Because I hadn't learned about evolution ever. It was like, yeah. So my friends got me a bunch, and they still to this day like to joke by me, evolution for babies.
That's amazing.
That's
Wow.
actually amazing.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Because I did for people who don't know me outside of just the group playing, I was
fair,
in
have you
the
seen that
church for
movie?
like 19.
That movie We're Back. With
Yes, I did see that
me
movie.
and people
Yeah,
and dinosaurs.
same thing.
Same thing.
This is good. This is like turned into like a fun sort of personal history lesson, and I love it.
We don't all have to
Fantasia.
tell embarrassing stories about dinosaurs, do we?
Yeah, let's just go around here, just around the horn, and everybody just tells an embarrassing story about dinosaurs.
Oh no. I swore I'd never speak of that.
We'll have to talk about this off camera.
Yeah, we will. Okay, so that's the scene. Who wants to act first?
It's on the front of the house where the rustling.
Yep. Yeah, so the way that I imagine this is there's sort of a lane heading up to the house, and I guess I'm imagining this Pre is sort of standing with the kids right at like the end of the lane, right as it widens out into the expanse that goes around the house. And so it's the grass right behind her.
I huddle the kids behind me, and I
Okay.
take out my glaive.
Okay. You don't see anything.
Show yourself.
There's no. At first you don't hear anything. On any other night, you might expect this to be the wind, or any other evening. I think it's sort of evening-ish right now. But there's no wind right now. It's a completely dead evening. And right away, you don't hear anything at all. And then after a little bit, you hear laughter out in the grass.
What kind of laughter?
Sort of like a low, raspy chuckling.
So not like children.
No, it's not. We're not
Thank
doing like the
goodness.
spooky. We're not doing the spooky kids thing.
Okay.
I'm vetoing that.
All right.
It's any viewers watching, I promise you, no
That's good.
spooky kids.
Thank
No
God.
spooky kids.
All right.
Spooky dinosaurs though. What do you think about that? Hmm? And they come out and they've got science books and they're just slowly eating them. And
What
and
are
then
these
one,
dinosaurs?
and then one steps out and says it's a metaphor for drugs.
Oh.
No, none of that happens. All right, let's play D&D. What do you want to do, Pri? You just hear this sort of low raspy chuckling
All right.
coming from the grass, and it's somewhere in the
Stay
grass.
behind me, children. And also, do any of you have matches?
Wow.
Yeah, I think they do.
Quickly.
Yeah, I think Alma says, "Hell yeah, I got matches."
I hope that's not because you're doing weed, but I will take a match.
When you say that, they all kind of like look around, like, no.
You
No,
guys
these kids
are
are
like
like,
12.
yeah,
You're
they're like 12.
12
They're like
years
12. They're like 12. No, they're not smoking weed yet.
All right. Give
Yeah.
me a match. I swear
Um,
to God, I will burn this place to the ground. It will happen. And I hope you guys, whoever you are in the freaking grass, hear this too. I will burn you.
I feel like I'm coming around the side of the house hearing this, and I'm like, oh, now let's not be hasty.
Burn it! I will burn it!
No, don't, Alma, don't give her the
Sneak
matches.
attacks are dishonorable.
I think Alma is like sort of pulling back the matches, and she says, "If you, we just like light him and flick him at each other. I can't."
Why would you do that?
It's rad.
Yeah, Hikaru says it's like super awesome. That's why. And he like holds up his arm and he's like, "Look at all these burns I've got. It's sweet, right?" And
better than rocks, you know.
And I look at Addie and I say, "Is this normal for children?"
Yeah, Addie is like looking at Hikaru's arm, and you hear her go, "Awesome."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kids.
Yeah,
kids.
it's super rad. It's super rad. Yeah, Alma says, "I can't let you burn down the grass. That would destroy the town. I mean, the fire would certainly like burn buildings too. I can't."
It would be controlled.
How can I'm just a kid, so I probably don't know the answer to this, but how are you going to control it?
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen these muscles? I'll just yell at the fire, intimidate it enough, and it will stop. It always works for me.
Okay, fair point. I hadn't thought about the muscles and the way the fire responds to muscles. So
no, you don't back down that easy, kid.
Okay.
Those muscles ain't that big.
I think Alma sort of like steps back and says, like, "This seems like a thing that you two need to work out."
Yes, little crumb. Should we work it out right now?
Well, how loud is the laughter?
It's gone now.
Oh,
the laughter is gone now.
All right, just stay with me, kids. If I lose sight of any of you, I swear I will burn the place down.
I think at this point, one of the kid, Clover, who you remember is Nadia's daughter, points up at the house and says, "Who's that?"
I look up.
Yeah, in one of the top floor windows, you see what looks like an old woman, an old elven woman, with sort of long, like really lanky hair. And
that's Dahlia. You remember her? Remember she was in the house.
Crow says, "Hey, Dahlia."
Dahlia is a tiefling. She doesn't look anything like that.
What?
Yeah, this woman is she's
She
sitting in a chair.
doesn't have giant horns.
Yeah, she does not have giant horns. She this old elven woman is like sitting right up close to the window, and she's in a high backed chair, and she's just staring down at you all. And she raises one hand like this, and a couple of her fingers are missing, so it's sort of like, I don't know, like this or something.
Yeah,
you can pick whichever fingers you want. I don't want to like make some awful symbol that I don't understand.
Yeah.
That the kids know about. But she's like missing a couple of fingers, and she sort of raises a hand and then drops it down. And Clover says, "I don't like that. I don't like that at all."
I also don't like that. We should.
What's wrong with that? This is very polite. She waved.
Mm,
Yeah, I think Addie sort of like scooches in close to you, Pri, and says, I don't want to be out here anymore.
I'm gonna shout at the house and be, hey, Dahlia,
Okay.
are you talking to that lady?
Yeah, let's go to Dahlia. So Dahlia, you're picking this lock, right?
Yeah. I hear the piano go and I pick faster.
Okay. And this is remind me, this is the door straight at the top of the steps, is that right?
Yeah, I'm
like three.
It's the one in the middle. The one on the right had the rocking chair in it, and the one on the left had the piano.
Right. Okay. So you're picking this lock, and why don't you roll? I don't know. What's like a lock picking roll? Is this is there like a skill for this?
I'm pretty sure it's Dex. No.
Is it just dexterity? But is there like a specific skill for it?
I just know that I have.
You got like plus 19 to it or something because you're a rogue.
Sleight of hand? Would it be sleight? It would be sleight of hand.
Maybe sleight of hand. Why don't you tell me which skill you want it to be, and as long as it sounds legit, we'll say it's fine.
I have Dex, but I also have like thieves tools. So I have like a lock picking gear. But I can just roll like a Dex because I have like a +2 to my Dex. So I guess I'll just roll that.
Why don't you do that? And you could roll with advantage, so you can roll twice and take the higher of the two.
Cool. Okay, so one's a 3, so here's hoping it's more than that.
Yep.
And the other's a 12 for a total of 14.
Okay, yeah, the 12 works. The 12 works. I think the first time you try it, you start sort of picking the lock and you realize that you're actually like working on the hinges of the door and not the lock. And you're like, oh, that's not the lock.
The piano distracted me with fear.
Yeah, that's right. And then you switch over to the lock and you pick it just fine. And yeah, the door's unlocked and you hear the piano tinkle again. Tinkle is just a terrible verb. It's just it just makes me think of peeing every time.
The piano plunks again.
Yeah, the piano just whizzes. Yeah, you hear a couple of notes from the piano again as the door unlocks.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go in this door because I don't like no haunted piano.
Okay, you open the door and you find a room that is not dusty, is not decrepit. It doesn't look aged at all. The floorboards are nice and shiny. There's a nice bed in the corner that it's like made. It's a sort of nicely made bed. There's a desk over in the other corner with a couple of books stacked on top of it, and a window. And everything in here looks very out of place. The rest of the house is kind of fallen apart. It's very dilapidated, and this is it's very nicely kept up.
I'm gonna poke around and see if there are any interesting books or anything on the desks worth examining that might tell me who is here or what's going on. Is this a murderer's room?
Yeah, you look at the books and there are 3 books on the desk. One is red, one is gold, and one is black.
Okay.
Which one do you want to look at?
Gold.
Okay, you look at the gold book, and the cover doesn't say anything. It just has the image of a rose on it, sort of like imprinted on it or sort of engraved into it. And you open it up, and every single page says the exact same thing. It's just the words "You're dead" printed on it over and over and over again, every page.
Wonderful. Let's check the red one and the black one for the same thing, probably.
Okay. Yep. You check the red one and it says the exact same thing. The front also has a rose imprinted on it or sort of engraved into it, and it just says "You're dead" over and over. And the black one says the same thing. Yep.
Does it also have a rose?
Another rose. Yep. Yep, another
So you would
roast.
say they've all been kissed by a rose.
Yes, I was hoping someone would go there. I was like, these are Seal's notebook.
Um,
Seal, this is Seal's room.
It sounds
We
like
found
Seal.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that interior content
Yeah.
does sound like Seal.
Good.
Yeah.
Let's jump right back on out, and three big burly men with axes step out of the grasses and fucking chop Crumb into tiny little bits. And
They're all Seal.
I'm just
and
talking about Seal.
That's a show. That's a series wrap on Crumb. So let's give Dan a hand, and that'll be it. That'll be it for.
The
first of all,
perfect song.
Shout out! It is the perfect song. Shout out to Seal, who's a longtime fan of the show.
Longtime fan.
We'd love to get your advertising dollars in, but we're just swamped. So thanks so much. Yeah, so you find these books and they just say you're dead over and over on the pages.
Now, do they use the right "your" or is it like possessive? Like
yeah, they use the correct.
You
yeah,
are
Oh, okay.
dead.
it's a contraction. Yeah, they use the
Proper.
contraction. Yep.
Seal wouldn't not use it.
Yeah, Seal would never. He would never.
Better than that.
Okay, so so you check those books out and they just say that.
Weird, but I'm taking them with me.
Okay. You grab them, and I think when you pick them up, when you sort of remove them from the desk, you hear the piano again, but this time it sounds like, when like somebody presses down a bunch of keys at once when they sort of lean on it. Yeah, it sounds like that.
Oh, I hate that.
Put those books in my bag and Knives Out.
Knives Out. Okay.
I feel like that's
you take-
Dahlia subtitle.
Yeah, Dahlia, Knives Out. Yeah, you take your knives out and you are alone in a room with your knives out.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go back out into the hallway.
Yeah, as you're heading out, I want you to roll a perception check.
Okay. A 10, but I think I get something to perception.
Wisdom.
Yep, I have no wisdom, so it's just a 10.
Okay. It's always so weird to do these, and then when you fail, and I say you don't notice anything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like in Westworld. Doesn't look like anything to you.
Yeah. Strangely nothing. Anyway. Yeah, you don't. It's there's got to be a better way to do this, right? Because you as a character now know that there's something to notice, but you as a player don't.
You mean the other way around?
Yeah.
Like I, as a player, know there's something to notice,
Right,
but
that's what I
Dahlia
meant, yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is,
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Which is totally fine. I mean, Dahlia doesn't see anything because she's focused on getting out of there.
You gotta
Yeah.
have your
Okay.
misdirect ready, like a true magician.
Yeah. Well, I got it. So you step out of the room and you don't see this happen, but you feel a sharp pain in your shoulder, and you take 4 damage.
Oh my God, I don't like that.
Ow.
Yeah. And you you sort of feel this like very sharp pain in your shoulder as you step out of the room. Like right as you're sort of on the threshold.
Man, I don't like that. Okay.
Okay. And just as this happens, you hear Crumb yell from outside the house. What was it that you yelled, Crumb? Something about
Are you talking to that old lady?
Are you
Oh,
talking to that old lady? Yeah.
I with my knife, but like still holding it, and I checked my shoulder to see what the hell.
Yeah. You feel sticking out of your shoulder. If you're gonna pull it out, I can just tell you
Little
what
dart.
it is. It's a pen.
Like a writing pen?
Yeah, like a writing utensil.
Like a click pen or like a feather fountainy pen?
Like a fountain pen. Yeah. Yeah.
Ouch.
Mm-hmm.
I go running down the stairs and running outside, and I'm like,
yeah. You get to the front door and it's shut.
I start like banging on the door, like, Bree,
Yeah.
there's a ghost.
It's like that meme. It's
Can we
like
hear her?
where someone comes back from like the moon or whatever, and they're just like, "Moon's
Pop's
haunted.
gun.
Moon's haunted."
Moon's haunted.
Yeah.
Moon's haunted.
Dolly's gonna come out with knives and a pin sticking out of her shoulder, like, house is haunted.
Yeah. Yeah. You hear Dahlia banging on the door and shouting, and
Oh, I'm on it.
just before you can maybe hear Dahlia running down the stairs and starting to shout. And when you hear that, I think Addie points up and says, "Look," and that old woman is still in the window and she's still looking down at you, but she's got this big sort of gruesome smile on her face.
Oh
And
God. House is
she
haunted.
Does she have
sort of-
teeth?
she's got a couple of teeth. It's not a full mouth of teeth. She holds her hand up again, and this time it's got all of her fingers on it. I think it was this hand last time. She holds it up, and it's not missing the fingers it was before. And she gives you a big smile and stands up and walks out of the frame of the window.
Oh, I hate that.
Well, we're both probably running towards the door where the banging is, right?
I don't know. Yeah, I think the kids have gotten on their bikes and
They're leaving.
they say we really need to go now. This is really very bad, and I don't want to be here anymore.
You never seen that before?
No. I think Clover says, "Yeah, my mom said I can't come out here, so I gotta go."
Clover, you liar.
And they're like on their bikes, and they're like, "We should go, but should we stay? But we're kids, so what are we gonna do?" They're sort of.
Well, go on, then. Just kind of. I'll get the kids out of here, whatever.
Yeah, they start.
This is no place for children.
They start biking, and we
let them go.
Yeah, they're biking. They're sending up dirt trails as they go. They're going so fast.
Yeah, too distracted. I figure as well that whatever is the danger is probably now focused on us. Fingers crossed. Yeah, I'm trying to kick at the door.
Okay. Why don't you make a strength check on this door?
All right. That is nice.
I was gonna say, once Dahlia has done some banging, she's gonna turn around with knives ready in case something's behind her, because I feel like she knows a horror movie when she's in one.
Yeah. You turn around and you see coming down the stairs. There's like a little sort of thin line of water dripping from stair to stair. It'll sort of drip down and like pool on one stair, and then drip down and pool on one stair and drip down. And it's just sort of water. It's just water.
Like it's
Piano is peeing.
It's just water on the stairs, huh?
I foreshadowed this when I said the piano tinkled.
That's true.
I don't look if you're not following me, I don't know what to tell you. Okay. How could I be clearer? There's just it's just a little thin stream of water, and since you're downstairs,
13, by the way,
you can't see where it's coming from. Okay, yeah, I think that's good enough. You're pretty strong. You kick in the door. The hinges are perhaps in their younger days they might have withstood a kick from Pri, but no longer. So the door just comes off its hinges. It just busts off. It's not even like you kick it and the lock breaks and it swings open. The whole door just goes in.
Did it crush Dahlia?
No, Dahlia moved out of the way.
Yeah.
Because after the banging, she was like, Pri's gonna kick in this door. I'm not gonna stand behind it like an idiot.
Yeah. The door's open.
All right. I run in.
Dahlia looks at Pri with utter relief, but also trying not to look like she was scared, but obviously was. She's like, oh, There's something up there.
Where is she?
I don't know. I don't know, but she freaking stabbed me.
I look at
I
that
point
wound.
to the fountain pin in my shoulder.
Oh, it's still there.
Is it-
Good.
Did you leave it in there?
I'm not pulling that out until I have bandages. I ain't stupid.
Smart. That's smart.
Okay. Addie is on my back.
I think she had gotten down.
Mhm.
But you could sort of have her hop up there if you want. I
Um,
think right now she's like standing a little outside the door, still on the outside of the house, just sort of like she doesn't know what to do.
all right, yeah, I'm gonna just gesture to my back and say, "Come on, let's fight some ghosts."
Yep, she hops up there.
All right.
She hops up there, and she turns to you, Dahlia, and says, "Do you want me to heal that?"
I mean, maybe you should save your strength, or I don't know how it really works for you. But I mean, honestly, yeah, I'd feel way better to not have a pin in my shoulder.
Yeah, I think she leans over and maybe just sort of gently pulls the pen out. And at first there's a little.
I think once she starts to reach over, Dahlia's gonna like pull it.
Okay.
And because slow is gonna hurt far worse than quick.
Okay.
And then she's like,
yeah, she puts a hand on your shoulder, and there's a little bit of pain right away, and then it's gone, and you're just holding this pen.
Man, you're magical. But hey, now I can write with my own blood.
She says, I don't think that's sanitary. I wouldn't do that. That doesn't. I wouldn't do that. Yeah.
Good idea. I put the pin in my bag anyway, just in case. With the creepy books.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. What do you want to do?
So there's a piano that plays itself. There's a chair that rocks itself. And then there's a creepy room that looks like it's totally frozen in time. And it had 3 books in it that I'm pretty sure is about us.
I look at the water still trickling from down, like going from upstairs.
Yep.
Right. So I'm just I'm like, got it. So I start to go upstairs.
Are you walking around the water, or are you walking through the water?
I'm not gonna go in the water. Yeah, I'll walk around it. Unless the whole water is like a waterfall down the stairs.
No, it's not it's like a little sort of rivulet of water that kind of pools on one stair and then comes down.
Yeah,
but you
like,
can walk around
it. What is
that? It's secret.
I mean, Dahlia asks specifically, like, well, wait, Crumb is not inside the house.
Yeah, is Crumb in the house, or?
I followed. It just took me a little bit of time to get the kids out. Yeah, because
you got the kids on their bikes and going away. So
I thought maybe Crumb was outside and was sort of like, I'll just sort of maintain this out here. You take that.
The grass.
I'll watch the grass. Yeah, I think you make it upstairs just fine. You can walk around this water.
How much water is on the stairs?
Not a ton. It's
maybe just one spot.
Yeah, it's so
it's
if
like
you think
crawling down the stairs.
Yeah, it's just dripping. It's just dripping down the stairs.
So it's not Fanta.
It's not Fanta.
Right.
Oh well, you could taste it and see.
I'm gonna I'm gonna get my cup out, my special cup, which when you turn it to the side has a bird on it. And I'm gonna catch some of the water in the cup.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are you gonna do with this water that you've caught from this haunted house?
I'm gonna study it for a little bit and just see if it keeps dripping, maybe like up out of the cup, or maybe it'll drip, through the cup or something. Like, this is science.
Okay.
Acid.
Yeah. You get some of this water in a cup and you're just studying it, and a ghost appears beside you and says, like, how do you think gravity works, dude? Like, what are you talking about, man? Yeah, it looks just like water.
Did I get it all?
Not all of it. I mean, I may be describing this badly. Imagine like somebody turns a hose on at the top of some stairs, but on pretty low. And the water is just sort of like trickling down one step. It's like a slinky, except it sort of pools on one step until it reaches the edge, and then it falls down again, falls down again. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's sort of like running continuously, but at a pretty slow rate.
I think I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna set it at the bottom of the stairs, and I'm gonna follow Brie up.
Okay.
I'm not gonna taste it yet, but when we
Yet.
come down the stairs, I'll probably
Yeah.
be thirsty, and so then I'll have.
You're gonna let it open up and breathe.
Yeah, you got to let
Yeah.
it air out a little bit.
Yep, that's right. Okay. Yeah, you make it to the top of the stairs. I think Pri is sort of in front, and you see 3 open rooms. Or Dahlia, you didn't close the door as you came out, did you? No. Okay. Yeah, you see 3 open rooms.
Where's the lady?
That's the one that's from Out of Time. That's the one with the rocking chair, and that's the one with the piano.
But nothing was in there. All right. But there's still
nothing was in any of them, and yet I still got stabbed.
Can we tell? I mean, obviously, we would have kind of like an idea of which room had the lady in it, right? From the window arrangement.
Yep. So if you're standing at the top of the stairs looking into the room Out of Time, it's to the right and back.
So not even one of these 3.
Not one of these 3.
Huh.
Not one of these 3. Yeah. So you were sort of standing in the front of the house.
Mm-hmm.
These 3 rooms are on the back side of the house.
But where's the water coming from?
The water.
Good question.
Yeah, it's a great question. The water seems like it's kind of bubbling up out of the floorboards.
That's not how it's supposed to work.
This house has got some pipe problems.
Yeah.
I'm heading for that room, and I look to Addie and I say, things are about to get really scary. Just take a deep breath whenever you feel scared, all right?
She says, okay. And I think she sort of clings on even tighter, and you feel her kind of like bury her head in. Like she's not looking.
That's fine.
She's just kind of like,
I pet her a little bit, and then full speed ahead.
Yeah.
Dahlia answers as if you were talking to her, and she goes, okay.
We're going to the old lady room, right?
Yeah, I'm heading for the old lady room.
Yeah, following
I
it.
want to just nip this in the bud.
Okay. Yeah, so what's the order? Pri is first, and then Dahlia, and then Karam, is that right?
Kita.
Is that right? Dahlia, are you second?
Yeah.
Okay. So Dahlia, you notice as you walk by, as you're following them around to this room, you notice that room Out of Time looks like all the other ones. It's full of dust. It's dilapidated. The desk that's in the that was in the corner, one of the legs is broken off, and so it's like angled down. The bed that was in the other corner is like like eaten up by mice or moths or whatever. It's like really grody in there now. It does not look at all like when you were in there. Okay.
Oh boy.
Yep.
I must have tripped some sort of spell or something.
It's all that poisonous grass we smoked outside, guys. It's really getting to my head.
And let that be a lesson to all you young folks out there.
That's right. Smoking the wacky weed calls ghosts. Actually, that makes me want to do it.
Right? I was gonna say, that's awesome.
Yeah, you're kind of selling it, man.
Yeah.
You're kind of selling it. Also, I live in a country where it's not like a big deal.
Yeah, right.
So
Right. I know. Yeah. All the Spaniards watching are like, why are they making such a big deal out of this?
What's up with America?
Yeah, you head back toward that room, and the door shut.
I burst in. I want to make like some sort of perception check because I don't want to just. Because if I didn't have Addie with me, I would just
open
the door.
Great.
If I have her, I'm like.
Okay.
Yeah. Plus, I've been stabbed.
Plus,
You've been stabbed.
That, and then I think
Talia's not over being stabbed.
Yeah, and I don't know if I heard you, but I must have. I feel like you were right behind me, right? So I probably would have say a comment like, "Huh." Like something is not what it was before.
No, I literally said I must have tripped a spell or something. Like,
yeah.
Oh. Okay, so that is a 11 plus what is it? Wisdom. Okay, so it's just a 12.
Okay. Yeah, I think with a 12, you notice the faint outline on this door, sort of like like right up here ish.
Mhm.
That something used to hang there. It was about, I don't know, maybe this big or so. Like a little placard or something, like a little sign that once hung on that door.
Okay. But no one knows what it is?
Nope. Basically.
Well,
Kisa,
shit.
Kisa, any thoughts on that one? No, I think you notice because it's clear that like the sun and light and time had sort of worked on this door, and this thing was on there for a while and then was taken off. So that little rectangle of wood looks a little newer, essentially, than the rest. But that's it. That's all you can see.
I break open the door.
You're busting it open. You're not gonna like just go in. Once Pre starts breaking down doors, no door is safe.
Yep.
Like Dahlia with the stabbing.
Okay.
I don't like ghosts, not because I'm necessarily afraid of them, but because I don't like having to fight enemies that I cannot see, and that like aren't honorable in the same way that a normal flesh and blood person would be. So this whole thing is just pissing me off.
Okay, you kick open the door and it opens right up. I mean, it's not it wasn't locked, and so you're not like kicking through a deadbolt or anything. It opens up. The hinges, it doesn't come off the hinges this time, so it just swings open, and you see a room that is it's a pretty big room. It has 8 beds in it. 4 bunk beds, sort of stacked around the edges. Oh
my God, it's an orphanage. It really is ghost children. I knew it.
It's not ghost children, I promise.
What are these bunk beds? Are they big then? Are they adult bunk beds?
No, they're not. Look, all bunk beds are adult bunk beds, okay? They're awesome.
Beg to differ.
No, it's not ghost children, but ghost children grow up to be ghost adults, my friends. It's a room full of bunk beds, and there's a game sitting on the floor.
It's Jumanji.
Like a board game. Yep. And Robin Williams steps out of the shadows.
This is where you've been this whole time.
That's a ghost that I want to meet.
Yeah, we'll leave here. We're done.
I know.
We don't need to play anything.
There's a game on the floor, and it's like a sort of typical board game. It's got some pieces, some little figurines and stuff, a couple die, and even that is covered with dust. I mean, the room is very old. It's very, very old.
Do I notice anything about the game?
Sure. Yeah, you can do a perception check if you want.
Okay. 14,
There's no lady in here?
Nope, the room seems empty. There's a closet over in one corner.
Don't open that.
You could peek in if you want,
nope.
But the room's empty, and importantly, there's no chair in front of the window.
Break open the closet door. In the meantime, I'm going to look at this game.
Yeah. What did you get?
15.
15. Yeah, with this, Pri, I think when you sit down to examine this game, you hear in your head, hold on, let me turn to my notes. I did not think we were going to get to this, but it seems like an apt place.
All of a sudden, we're playing really fast through the notes instead of
I know.
avoiding the story.
I know. My neck hurts from all this whiplash. Pri, you hear a child's voice, and again, it's not ghost children. Okay, it's not ghost children.
Just a ghost kid's voice.
Just a ghost kid's. Just a disembodied voice in a haunted house that belongs to a child.
This seems perfectly normal.
It's not ghost children, okay? You hear
like, it's not a jump scare. It's not a jump scare. It's not a jump scare. And then
it's a jump scare. It's a fucking jump scare. No, because here's the thing. Pri, you it's not like you're hearing it aloud in the room. It's like you're suddenly sort of remembering this. And you hear a kid's voice say, can we play again, Pre? And it's not like a spooky, like the voice emanates out of the closet.
That sounds pretty spooky.
Wait, is she the only one who hears this?
Yeah, only Pre can hear it. And again, it's not like I've done a bad job describing this. It's not like the house is saying this or something. It's like
it's your memory.
Yeah, it's your memory. You look at this game and you hear, like you remember a kid saying to you, "Can we play again, Pre?"
Do I know what game they're referring to, or is it just the voice? So it's not necessarily this game in particular that they might be saying.
Yeah, exactly. You're not sure if it's this game or if it's a game like this one or something, but you have a really distinct memory of like sitting in front of a game and having a kid say to you, "Can we play again, Pre?"
Okay. I think when I hear that, I just take a sharp intake of breath and my chest starts to hurt a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a painful memory for sure. Absolutely.
In the background, I'm leaning against one of these bunk beds.
Yep.
And I don't notice it, but one of my fingers is starting to scratch into the frame of the bunk bed.
Yeah. So you're starting to scratch the sigil into the bunk bed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as you do that, Crumb, you have a sudden memory of
better not be a child.
It is
a ghost kid. Oh,
it's
no.
Not a ghost. It's not a ghost. Look, it's not a ghost.
There's nothing you can tell me at this point.
We lost all trust.
It's a ghost.
This is definitely a ghost kid.
I lost all trust in you when I told you that the piano was peeing and nobody fucking believed me. Mm-hmm. Okay? The trust has got to go both ways.
We need to go check on the piano.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
I do need to.
You
has a leg lift up. Like a dog.
Gross. You walk into the piano room. The piano says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was alone. I'm so sorry. This is embarrassing.
Nobody knocks in this house anymore."
God fucking. Can I get some privacy, please?
Jeez.
Crumb,
just
you have
a piano trying to tinkle over here.
Just a piano trying to tinkle. You have a memory of like throwing a kid into bed.
That's rude,
right? And the thing that you
like from a room, like from like 10 feet away.
No, from like 4 or 5 feet away, right? Like the thing that you remember most is like the sort of like outrageous, joyous laughter of this kid as he flies through the air and lands on the bed.
That's nice.
You have this memory as you're sort of scratching this sigil into the bed.
Guys, I feel like this is maybe a nice house.
Are you crazy? I got stabbed here.
Well,
Delia stole some of those matches and she's just like trying to light the floor, just like one after another. Like, I can't get it to go, guys.
Maybe it was once, but not anymore.
I think Addie says, do you hear that into your ear, Pre?
I listen.
You hear what sounds like somebody eating, like somebody, like the sound.
Now, be careful with this one because it can be the anti-ASMR if it's like.
Oh yeah, it is that. I'm not going to try and do ASMR. It's like the sound like when somebody bites into a big apple.
Okay.
Right, like that big sort of like crunchy. Yep, that big sort of like crunch into a new big apple.
Can I tell from where it's coming from?
Yeah, you can.
It better not be that closet.
It's coming from the closet. Yeah. And you hear a voice from that closet say, "I'm sorry, I'm just so hungry."
Wait.
I know that voice.
Oh.
Dump truck?
When you say dump truck, that voice again says, "I think they found us." And
I break open the closet door.
Yeah, in the closet door. In the closet door, inside the closet, are Savvy and Dump Truck. Just standing there.
God fucking.
Hey.
Are you the one who freaking stabbed me?
No, that wasn't me. How are you doing?
Someone
Pretty
stabbed
good.
me. How do you think I'm doing?
Oh. You're looking. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Savvy.
Oh. Yeah. You guys miss me?
No.
It's been way too long.
I try to close the closet door back on them.
Oh.
You say the closet's empty. You try and close it.
Hey, I don't think they remember us.
How could they forget it? We had such a memorable experience together.
We should go explore the other rooms, guys.
I think Dump Truck like sort of like slides out as you're trying to close the door. It kind of like closes on him, and he's like kind of like edges out, and he says, "Imagine seeing you guys here." And then he takes a big bite of the apple that he was chomping on.
You got me with the apple. I totally forgot about it, and then you dropped it in.
Yeah, I actually completely forgot as well.
Got me.
Yeah, steel trap up there. I think Dump Truck just sort of stands there and is like grinning around and like chomping on this apple.
So you guys are that old lady? What's that? What's up with that? Where's your wig?
Yeah,
Well,
why are you here?
How are you here?
When are you here?
Well, really, I could be everywhere, but let's not worry about that just yet.
What the hell does that mean?
Shut him in the closet again, Pre.
Gladly.
Oh. Hey, Dump. I'm remembering our last interaction with these folks going a little differently.
Yeah, it seemed like they were like much nicer last time, and also
last time I hadn't been mysteriously stabbed.
I mean, we're standing in a haunted house.
Creepy old lady.
We didn't stab you. We didn't. That wasn't us. That we didn't stab you.
Then
That was
who stabbed me? You're the only ones up here.
Yeah, I think Dump Truck just like shrugs. He's like, I don't know.
I thought we were friends, Dump Truck.
What? Whoa, we're friends.
Check
We're
their
super.
backs. Check their backs, see if they
that.
got stabbed too. Then we'll know if they're on our side.
We're super good friends.
Friends tell each other. They don't hide things. So tell me your secrets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why are you here? Did you follow us through the door?
When you say tell us your secrets, Dump Truck says, when I was 10 years old, my mom told me that I needed to clean the bathrooms, but instead of doing that, I paid my friend Bill to do it. And I've never told anyone that, and I'm really sorry for keeping it from you. I know that friends tell each other stuff, and I'm just so sorry. And he tells you that, and he weeps.
That's the best you got.
It's okay, Dump. Don't worry about them right now. You know, you told me we're best buds.
We're best buds. Thanks, Savvy. He sort of wipes his snot and then takes another big bite of apple. It just crunches right into it. Dump Truck and Savvy are there.
Yeah, you need to tell us right now why you're here. If you don't, I'm just gonna go and check out the creepy piano that apparently pees.
I think when you say that, Dump Truck says, actually, a piano that pees, that sounds pretty sweet. I would like to see that.
Okay, well, I'll check it out later. But first,
you should also go check out this room that sometimes is new and sometimes isn't, and sometimes stabs you.
Okay, that sounds cool too. But yeah, go ahead, Savvy. Sorry, you could. Why don't you tell them what we're doing here?
Yeah. So we left kind of early last time. Didn't have a chance to say goodbye. So we just wanted to check in, see how you guys are doing.
Why?
I just we don't have very many friends in this area, and you guys, I thought we. I thought we, connected a little bit, but so I figure we can just go on. We can help you guys out. to do whatever you are doing. We'll help you out.
Yeah, bingo. Exactly. We're here to help. We're
Mhm.
buds.
That's what friends do.
Best
Mhm.
friends.
The best of friends.
Mhm.
All right, I leave the room.
I go with Pre.
Savvy follows.
Yeah, dump truck comes too. Yeah.
Savvy
Hey, go in that room over there.
Yeah, go in the stabby room.
Yeah. That's what Dolly is telling him to do.
Dump truck walks in and says, "Oh, cool! What? Ow! Shit! Ow!" No. Yeah, I think that dump truck at least is just following, and I think as you leave the room, dump truck turns around and says, "That's weird." And
why is it weird?
Points back to the room that you just came out of.
What's weird?
Well, of course we look at the room.
Yeah. Okay. Dump truck looks up at Savvy and says, "Savvy, weren't there just a bunch of beds in there?"
Yeah, there most certainly were. Where'd they go?
I don't know. It's really weird. And the room is the room is empty now. Yeah, the room is there's no beds in there anymore.
What did you guys do?
Whoa.
What wasn't us?
I feel like we're kind of getting blamed for a lot right now. This is kind of a weird energy to walk into in this sort of group dynamic.
Then you should walk out.
We are here
Ouch.
investigating a murder that may or may not be done by one or more ghosts, one of them of which is a creepy woman.
That's what we're here to do too. It's pretty weird.
Bingo.
I guess since we're doing the same thing, that's what just team up, right?
But then why were you hiding in the closet?
We just heard noise. It was a little scary. Didn't you hear the kids?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what kids?
Ghost children.
Yeah. You've seen the place, right? It's spooky.
Have you guys been doing any yard work around here? Any grass trimming?
No.
No.
Have you seen anyone?
Yes. No.
What?
No.
I think dump truck looks at Savvy, and there's like clearly a sort of moment where they're like trying to get their story straight on this, and dump truck says, "You talk. I'll just stay quiet. You just talk."
We may have come through the grass, but no. We definitely weren't, making sure everything was going well with you guys. We weren't doing that.
Yeah, bingo. Exactly what he said.
How did you even get here? How did you even know where we were going?
Oh, Dahlia, how does anyone get anywhere? How are that's that's a question for another time, I think. Yeah. Yep, definitely.
You know what, Pre? If we killed them in here, they would just think it was the ghosts.
Honestly, at this rate, they will end up killing themselves. I think we should just keep going.
Yeah, I agree.
These two have the life skills of baby penguins. We are out of here.
All right, let's go, team.
Yeah, let's go, team. We should come up with a cool team name, shouldn't we? What's like a cool team name that we could be?
I like the idea of Team Us, and she points at the three of us, including
Daddy.
And Team You.
Pops over there and just arm around Free.
Yeah, dump truck does too.
A little bit of finger action on the shoulder.
Yeah. I think dump truck is like, Team Us is great. I love it. It's simple, it's straightforward, but it's inclusive, right? It's us. I love it. I love it a lot.
I rolled a 16 to see if I can just take him by the arm and just frickin'.
Who are you doing that to? Which one? Savvy or
Savvy?
Okay. Yeah, Savvy. What's your strength, Savvy? Why don't you roll a strength contest against that to see if
I
basically
got
body
-1
slam
to this though, but
okay, let me hold it.
What's this guy? 19 -1, so 18.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, you try and throw Savvy, and it does not happen. It does not happen. Yeah.
Man, that's a firm grip you got there, Pre.
Yeah.
That is the first time that has ever happened to Pre, and she hates it. So I'm just gonna keep walking.
Okay. Yeah, you keep walking. Dump Truck says, as you're walking, are you like heading downstairs, or
Is there one more room left?
On the other side. On the other side of the.
Okay.
Might as well check it.
Yeah.
Okay. Dump Truck says
first. Yep.
Dump Truck says, I'll take the lead, sure. And sort of like
have fun getting stabbed.
Heads out in the front. He says, I'm always happy to take the lead when I know my best buds have my back.
Yeah.
And he gives you 2 big thumbs up.
Yeah, you go for it, Dump.
He says, I was having some really weird memories when I was standing in that room back there. Did any of you have any weird memories that sort of came up all of a sudden?
No.
Maybe.
You guys had memories? I didn't have any memories.
I like that Dahlia literally didn't and Crumb did, and you both answered in exactly the same way.
At exactly the same time.
Dump Truck says, friends tell friends. I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours.
All right.
This guy. Just walk in the new door.
I had
I'm gonna walk in there.
No, let him go first.
He's sort of like slowing down, and he's like turning to listen to you, Pri.
Just memories of 2 very annoying pests that keep following us when they shouldn't.
I think Dump Truck sort of looks at Savvy for a second and sort of does like, and then says, okay, weird memory. Anyway, mine was about chewing bubble gum. Here we go. And he walks up to the door and tries it, and it's locked.
I sigh, and I kick it.
Yeah, you kick it open.
I'm done. I'm even more riled up now.
Okay. Why don't you do a strength check on this one?
One.
Oh no!
You break your foot.
Well, technically it's no. If it's a 1, I think you just get a 1. You can't even add your modifier, right? That's what we talked about last time.
Yep.
So my foot is broken, I guess.
No, yeah. So I think
Jesus.
So I've been thinking about this just to sort of like pause the game for a second. I've been thinking about the game that Farah and Dan and I are going to start playing on Saturdays for this stream. Uses a different system. It's one of the Apocalypse World systems, and one of the really neat things I think about that system is when you like fail a roll, quote unquote, it's not like you don't do the thing that you wanted to do. It's instead like you do it, but a bad thing happens instead of the good thing that you wanted, which is I think maybe a cooler mechanic, as opposed to like you try and kick open the door and you don't, and so maybe you just try again, right? Or we say like you broke your foot, but I don't know, you probably wouldn't break your foot trying to do this. So I think you actually do open the door. You do kick it open, but in doing so, you sort of fall forward, and you fall forward into this room, and it's completely pitch dark in there. And as you fall forward, Addie pitches off of your shoulders.
Oh no!
And tumbles into the room.
Nope.
And
No.
And you can't see her, and you just hear her go, ah.
I would immediately spring into action.
Okay.
Just jumping into the room.
So I should just explain quickly. It's not just like there aren't any lights on inside the room. It's as if there's like a veil of darkness.
Yep.
And beyond it, you can't see anything. There's no sort of ambient light that moves in from the hallway.
All the more reason
it's completely dark.
Not to let our little Addie be in there alone.
Okay. Yeah, Crumb, you jump in.
Do you want me to acrobatics it, or do you just want to you're gonna let me do this thing?
I'll let you do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll let you do it. Yeah, you jump in. Dahlia, are you jumping in too, or are you hanging on the outside?
No, I'm gonna go in. Knives out.
Knives out. Of course. I just assume they're always out. I just
They've been out. They've been out this whole time. She hasn't put them up since she left the room and got stabbed.
Yeah. Yeah, Savvy, are you going in too? Or are you gonna stay on the outside? I think dump truck
kind of
like
I want to see where this goes.
Okay.
Savvy
so
steps in.
Yeah. Okay, you step in. Dump truck is gonna stay on the outside.
What a little wiener.
He says, somebody's got to protect our retreat. Yeah, he's going to stay on the outside. And you all, each one of you finds yourself in a small room alone.
I'm screaming Addie's name.
Yep, same.
I'm fucking quiet, but also like, because I've already been stabbed.
Yeah, you've been stabbed once.
Savvy just looks around the room.
Okay.
This is interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think Pre and Crumb, you start screaming Addie's name, and you can hear each other screaming, but it sounds like from a great distance. And you can hear Addie shouting for you.
Okay.
And she sounds pretty scared. And she keeps saying, I don't know where I am. I don't know where I am. Help me, please. Just sort of over and over. She sounds pretty freaked out. And you find yourself in a room. And why don't each of you make a perception check? All four of you.
Okay.
19.
Okay.
12.
Okay.
15.
I should write this down.
Perception. So 18.
Okay, so Pre was 12, Crumb was 19. Savvy was what?
18.
18. Okay, and Dahlia?
15.
15. Okay, those are all very good.
Yay.
Yeah, each of you find yourselves in the, you don't know this, of course, because you don't see each other's room, but you're all in the same, the room looks the same for each one of you. Pre, you notice you're in a room with a desk and a chair sort of snugged up next to a window, and the window has light coming in, like natural sunlight. Sunlight that is like, it is the wrong time of day for this kind of sunlight to be coming in, right? This is like sort of golden afternoon sunlight. Mm-hmm. And on the desk, you notice 3 books. One is red, one is black, and one is gold.
Shit.
Okay. Okay. You other two, or you other 3, sorry, notice this as well. But you also notice that the floorboards underneath the desk are a slightly different color than the floorboards around it. Okay.
So I noticed the desk with the books again.
Mm-hmm. It's the same. It's like the exact same desk.
I checked my bag to see if I still have the books that I put there.
Yeah, you do.
So I'm going to check the books again. Exact same books. Still says the same thing.
Still says the same thing.
I'm going to poke at the floorboards. Maybe pull the desk away.
Okay, you're going to pull the desk away?
Mm-hmm.
All right, you do. And you see these floorboards. And yeah, with the 15, you just notice that the floorboards are... I'm
sticking my knife in there and like...
Okay, yeah, you do. I think for Savvy and Crumb, with your 19 and 18, you notice that there's like a little tiny hole in the floorboards, and it looks about the size of a pen.
Is there a pen in the room?
Yep, there's a pen up on the desk.
I'm going to grab it and I'm going to shove it in the hole.
Okay, you do, and you hear a little click. And this floorboard pops up just a little bit. So I think, Dahlia, you're sort of like working at this thing with your knife, and you can tell there's a compartment under there, but the floorboard isn't popping up as if it's just sort of gently set in there. But you know something is under there. Savvy, what are you doing?
Oh, I mean, I poked the pen in there as well.
Okay. I think for both of you, this floorboard sort of pops up. Pre, what are you doing? You don't see the floorboard being different at all. You just see the desk. And you hear Addie still sort of shouting for you, crying for you. Let me just say, I should just say this right now. There's no way I'm going to kill Addie ever in this story. So I'm going to push on the sort of emotions button for her, but I'm literally never going to kill her. So anybody who's watching and is like, man, it's never going to happen. Okay. You can hear Addie sort of like shouting, and she's like pretty scared. And yeah, what do you do?
I scream for her to take deep breaths, kind of like what I'd said before, like when scary things happen, just take a deep breath. And I'm going to start taking deep breaths myself because I feel like I failed her, but I'm not going to think about that. So I'm going to go through, is there anything else? Is there any like compartments or anything like that in the desk besides the books?
Yeah. There's one big drawer underneath the desk that you can see. Do you open it?
Yeah, I open it.
Okay. You find a letter inside, and it's a pretty short letter, and it is addressed to it just says my king, and it's a short sort of schmoopy love letter. Stuff like I can't wait to see you again, that sort of thing. It's been so long since we've been together. I understand that our absence is our apartness is a necessity, and yet it still hurts, that sort of thing. And at the end, it's just signed, your lady.
Okay, I'm gonna just pocket it. I don't know what the hell any of this means. So I'm just gonna pocket it, and I'm just gonna go through. There's nothing else in the drawers, no other drawers or anything like that. So I'll flip through each of the books, starting with the red one.
Okay, they're exactly as Dahlia found. So each one is imprinted with a rose, and each one inside just says, "You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead." Okay.
I just shove them off the desk and I take out my glaive.
Okay, you're just gonna start breaking stuff. Yeah. Okay, let's jump back to Dahlia. Dahlia, what are you doing? You know there is a compartment under here, but
if it's not working, I'm gonna start investigating further of like around the edges of the panel, using my hands, running over the panel to see if there's one I can press.
Okay. Yeah. Why don't you roll? Just a perception check for that, or an investigation check.
Oh man, I got a natural 20.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. You understand everything about the world in this moment, and I'll just sort of show you some of my. I'll just show you some of my notes, and you can just pick a page and look at them. No, you find this same little spot, the same little hole, and you know very well what fits into that hole.
I get the pen out of my bag and shove it in there.
It's the same pen. Yep, it's the exact same pen, and it fits and it pops open. So I think the three of you, when this pops open, inside, let me see what you find inside. Inside you find an old photo. Okay. And the photo, I need to think about how to do this with Savvy on the call. let's have the three of you, Lyndon, Dan, and Farah, take your. Oh, but Farah, you'll be able to hear, right? If you're in the same room.
I can mute. Wait,
Okay.
no, I can leave the room. Is what
Okay.
I can.
Yeah, you leave the room. You leave the room, and Lyndon and
Savvy can call for
Lyndon. Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Lyndon and Dan, you
Kisa
take your
will now
headphones
be
off.
playing the role of Bree.
Okay. Are you both muted? Okay. All right. Are we good? Can Farah hear?
She can't hear. She's
Okay, good. All right. So, Savvy, you see this picture, and it's of a man and a woman, and you know, at least the man. The man is the sorcerer king of the libraries.
Huh.
You don't know who the woman is, but you know that the man is your boss. You've never actually seen him in person, but you've seen enough photos of him, and I imagine in his palace there are probably big paintings of him and stuff like that. You recognize him. It's a much younger version of him than you've seen before, and he looks pretty happy. And there's this woman that he is with, and they look like sort of like young and in love.
Well,
okay.
That's not something you don't see very often.
Yeah,
Boston's
that's right.
A lot more, let's say, hard nowadays.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, you notice that, and you can call Farah back in, and I'll call Dan and Linda back in.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, Farah?
Are we good?
We're good.
All right.
Okay.
So
okay.
What's this stupid picture of?
It's of 10 ghost children.
It better not be.
It's of two people. There's a guy. He's a half orc, tall, pretty well built, young, and a woman who is an elf. And they are sort of like arm in arm. It's like sort of two young people in love. It's a sort of older.
This is an odd couple.
Yeah, it's sort of an old, kind of grainy photo. But it looks like they're just sort of like in love.
Oh shit.
Now, does this bear any resemblance to the lady in the window with only a couple teeth?
Yeah, it does.
Uh-huh.
It really does.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Where are they in the picture? Is that also something?
Yeah, is it the house?
Familiar?
Yeah, it's the house.
Bitch.
Yeah. It's the front of the house. They're standing out front.
What the heck is this hiding under the floor for? Addie, don't worry, we're coming, Addie.
Yeah, Addie, I think you can hear Addie, and she is taking sort of like some shaky deep breaths, right? Like when you're pretty freaked out and you're kind of crying, but you're trying to take deep breaths, and so they sound kind of ragged and not quite even, but she's doing her best. And yeah, you hear her sort of saying to herself every once in a while, "It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. They're going to find me. It's going to be okay."
That's right.
Yeah.
Can we localize that, or is there any direction it's coming from, or is it from the whole?
Yeah, you can't really tell. And the other thing is, there's no door in this room that you're in.
Just the window.
Just the window. Yep. Just the window. Yeah. What do you want to do?
I've been smashing everything in my room.
Yeah. Okay. You have been smashing stuff. And I think probably you smash the desk, and you smash the chair in front of the desk, and you start smashing into the walls, and you maybe even try and smash the window. Mm-hmm. And the window doesn't break. You're not going to get out that way. But I would imagine probably after a little bit, you sort of smash enough to see that the floorboard is different underneath the desk. but yeah, you've smashed everything you can in the room, and eventually it's just like a sort of cube. It's just a box, right? And so you can try and like smash further into the walls if you want, but there's sort of nothing left to.
Yeah, I think if I notice the floorboards, that's probably where I'd start smashing next. But I think at this point, as I'm doing it, I'm thinking of the letter.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of the woman that we saw, and I know that there's something more at play here. So I think as I'm just like breaking stuff, I'm just like, what do you want with us? And then just constantly breaking everything in frustration.
Yeah. Okay, why don't you all make a perception check?
I actually think Dahlia, I'm gonna make this perception check, but I also think that Dahlia sees the photo and kind of looks around and, totally buying this ghost thing now, says, is one of you trying to tell me something?
Okay, that's good. Yeah, why don't you all make a perception check?
15.
14.
14. Oh, hey, same.
Hey.
8.
Okay.
Yeah.
8. Okay. Savvy says, something may not be quite right here. I just can't put my finger on it though. Yeah, I think who got the 15? Pre?
Dan.
Okay. Pre, you say that, or you're sort of like sort of calling out to this ghost, and you turn around and she's there sitting in her chair, and she, for just a second, it looks like she has a crown on her head, and then it sort of is gone, and you're not sure if like it was a trick of the light or something like that, but you could have swore that when you first saw her, she was sitting in a throne and she had a crown on her head. And then when, what's that?
Who is seeing her?
You are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then when you sort of focus in a little bit more, you maybe sort of wipe your eyes or something, it's just her sitting in a chair again. Sort of like you saw her looking out the window. And she says, she doesn't say anything right away. She just sort of looks at you, and her image is sort of like a little hazy. It's kind of floating in air. I think the rest of you also see her, but she's not looking at you. She's sort of like looking away from you. So like maybe Dahlia in your room, she appears, but she's like looking sort of this way. And Crumb, she appears, but she's facing away from you into a wall. And Savvy, she appears in your room, but she's like in a corner, sort of looking up or something. It's clear like her attention is elsewhere, but she's in your room. But Pri, she is looking right at you.
I pull out the letter and I show it to her and I say, is this you?
She smiles when she sees the letter and she doesn't say anything.
Please let us go.
She doesn't say anything. She's just looking at you.
All right. Probably stand up as tall as I can, and I do the whole like. Like I've gone to many years of therapy for my anger. Counting to 10 in my head.
Yeah.
Ma'am, lady, surely you of all people know the pain of being stuck somewhere you do not wish to be stuck.
When you say that, she lets out a big belly laugh, and it's the kind of laugh that like shakes the house. Yeah, it like all of you hear it. It's like, it's big. And Savvy, when that happens, there's a big rip in the air that opens behind you, and a voice says, "Savvy, you need to come back now."
Well, guys, good luck.
I hear that voice. I'm like,
you hear Savvy, and you hear Dump Truck say, "Oh no," and then that's gone too. Savvy, you it's like the moment that this woman makes a sound, you're gone. You're getting pulled out.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
I unless you're gonna interject something, I think I'm gonna do something. I think I'm gonna do something.
Oh geez.
Okay.
Something.
I'm going to look, and I'm hearing Annie. I'm talking her through it. I'm like, telling her it's okay. And then I call for my brush hook to come into my hand.
Okay, it does.
Okay, and I'm gonna look at it and I'm be like, now, all right. I know that we have some differences that we need to work out, but there's a scared little girl somewhere around here, and if you can just point me to some sort of rip in this room or something, I don't want to do anything bad to this poor ghost lady over here. She looks like she might not be all with us, but if you help me out here, I know you got something that you could do, besides just drink the blood of our enemies. I will try to listen when you start to tell me about the violence that needs to happen or something. I'll give you one.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to, how do you want to do this? Do you want me to do the voice for your brush hook, or do you want to do the voice for your brush hook, or do you want it to be, do you want it to be something,
or
something
nothing?
Different? Yeah. I think, let's do this. I think right now it doesn't speak to you, but you get the distinct image in your head of that picture being ripped.
Okay. So I take it. I just slice down.
You can't rip it with your hands. The image you get, sorry, I should have been, is this thing ripping through it? Is this thing cutting through the picture? Your brush hook. Yeah.
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 Oh yeah.
Yeah, you do. And as you do, it's like reality around you starts to rip a little bit, and you're all going to find yourselves back in the same room.
Okay, is Addie there?
Addie's there. She's like in a corner, and she's got like her head in her hands, and she's like sort of taking deep breaths and kind of rocking back and forth. And she's like sort of crouched down on the ground. But first, I want to hear the rest of what Pri was going to say, because you had started saying, I can't remember.
Yeah. Of all people would know what it's like to be trapped in a place that she doesn't want to be trapped in.
Yep. Yeah. She starts laughing, and she sort of stops, and she sort of gestures for you to continue. Are you going to say anything else to her?
Yeah, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So please just tell us what you want so that we may be on our way. Is it something to do with the king in this letter?
She nods when you ask that, and she gets a sort of smile on her face, or the smile remains, and she gestures at your pocket where that little bell is.
I carefully and tentatively take it out.
She says in a quiet, hoarse voice, she says, "Tell me about the bell."
Is that before we're all back in the room?
And just at that moment, just as she says, "Tell me about the bell," and as she says it, she sort of leans forward. When you pull the bell out, she leans forward, and yeah, and she looked sort of sedate, not like peaceful, but not like violent or anything. But when you pull the bell out, she leans forward, and she looks a little spooky. And just at that moment, you see her sort of like, it's like when you get double vision, right? She sort of like frays apart, and then you're all in the same room. And she's gone, and Addie is in the corner, deeply terrified, and you're just in this old dilapidated room. I think this used to be maybe like a storeroom of some kind. there are like shelves that are up on the wall. Some of them have like fallen down part of the way or something like that. But it's a mostly empty room, and you're all there together.
Consoling Addie.
Okay. Crumb, I think after you have cut this picture, you still have your brush hook in your hand.
Yeah.
And a voice in your head whispers,
oh no.
It whispers and says, you owe me.
No.
And then it goes away. And I think you can put your brush hook away, but you know that your brush hook has given you something, and it's going to expect something in return. Yeah, you're all in the room. Addie sees you, and like she's got like tears streaming down her face, and she's like shaking, but she jumps up and it's like, yeah, she just is like, she just needs to be comforted.
I do a minor illusion of the floor. It's some big puffy cats, and they're doing a carnival together. Yeah.
Yeah. They're dancing, and they're doing some fun stuff. Yeah, I think she like sort of hiccups out some laughter, right, in the way that kids do, right, when they are sort of like swinging from extreme emotion to extreme emotion. And she's pretty into that. Yeah, she's pretty into it.
You did well.
We hit on something there.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you want to do? Savvy is gone. Savvy is notably not in this room, and outside of the room, Dump Truck is also gone.
They must have gone on their way again. Or if we're lucky, the old woman ate them.
I'm sure they'll be back. We don't have enough good luck.
This is fair.
So what do you want to do?
I think
I think we would probably like be like, did you guys see this thing? And then we're all like, yeah, da, 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 da.
Yeah, you're all like comparing stories, and you're all like, did you see this? Yeah. Prius maybe like, did you guys also wreck the room? And the both of you are like,
no, we just
didn't
opened the floor.
Not so much.
Yeah. We didn't. And Priest like, yeah, me neither. No, I didn't either.
But the lady is like gone.
She's gone. Yep, she's gone.
But when we come to, Pri is like holding the bell, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Priest got the bell out.
What you doing there?
She asked about my bell. She seemed very interested in the bell. She also seemed to have reacted to this. So that's a fair point. But yeah, I pull out the letter and I show it to them.
Oh.
Yeah. You both see this letter.
Would you guys have any idea who this king might be? I think it might have been her former lover of some kind.
The only king around here I know of is that sorcerer dude of the library. Something.
Mm-hmm.
That's his official title, the sorcerer dude.
Yeah.
Sorcerer dude of the library.
Yeah. The dude in chief. Yeah.
But yeah, I take the bell and I just kind of absentmindedly just ring it a couple times. Just
it's nice.
Yeah. That really calms Crumb down.
That's better than that grass out there.
What were you doing out there, Crumb?
Yard work.
Okay. Yeah, you ring the bell, and it's nice, but yeah,
it's more than nice.
It's more than nice. Yeah. Crumb, you still have that picture, the shredded picture or the cut picture. Yeah, two halves of it. You two.
Do I have the picture? Oh, I was going to say, because I found the picture, didn't I?
You did, but you don't have it anymore.
Oh, it's gone. Okay.
It's gone. Yep, that's right. Yeah. What do you want to do?
I guess I'll put the picture in my pocket.
Okay.
do you think that did you show us the picture?
Yeah, I'll show you. You guys saw this, right?
I mean, whole.
Do you think that's the Sorcerer King? Sorcerer?
I don't know. He looks pretty handsome for a Sorcerer King.
I mean,
kind of orky for a Sorcerer King.
He's got an amazing jawline. He's got, I mean, he's a little ripped, but not too much, you know,
just
like the right amount.
Like a Michael Fassbender kind of.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. He's got
Michael
the kind
Fassbender as an orc.
He's got the kind of eyes that you could just fall into and just stay for days and days.
Yeah, that's why it took me so long to mention it. I was in the picture.
Really, it's really there. Yeah. So,
I want to get this out.
Yeah. I think as you walk out, you notice a couple of things. The piano is not making any more noise. The stairs have no more water on them.
You think we broke the curse?
Well, only one way to find out, or at least to make sure. And
don't say taste this water. Don't say taste the water. Don't say taste the water.
I was gonna say the opposite, and then I take out one of the matches.
Oh,
yeah, let's burn it.
Burn this mofo down. Okay, you're gonna burn this house down?
I'm gonna burn this house down.
Oh.
I mean, maybe the grass around it. I don't know. Maybe we should be ready to put it out.
I'll bring my cup of water.
Do any of you have water magic by any chance?
Nope.
I don't have any magic ever.
Shit. Okay. Okay, you're gonna burn this house down? This is happening?
Now wait a second. I'm somebody who knows about nature. What color is the grass? Is it full and juicy and green, or is it gold and brittle?
It's a vibrant green.
It'll be fine then. Sure.
Oh, we're good. Yep.
We're good.
It's a vibrant green.
Yeah, we're good. Go ahead.
Let's do it.
Oh shit. Okay. I was not expecting that.
You gave us matches and you didn't expect that?
Yeah, we got to purge those ghost children from this place.
It's that rule, right? Where if you have a gun in the room, it's got to go off.
If you've got a haunted house, you got to burn it down. That's what Chekhov said.
Yep.
Okay, you light this place up. You light this mofo up.
Burn this mother down.
You burn it all the way down. And
yeah, take that, Sorcerer King.
Okay, you light it up, and it takes pretty easily because it's old. The wood is very dry. And are you sticking around to watch this burn, or are you sort of leaving it in the dust and walking away?
As cool as that would be to walk away with the flames behind us, I think I'd want to make sure that it doesn't actually start to.
I also give them their book, what I consider their book.
Ooh, which book?
Bree is the gold one and yours is the black one.
Oh.
That's what Dahlia thinks. And so she's like, I found these and I think they're yours because obviously I'm red.
Yes.
Okay. Hold on. Say that one more time. So Dahlia keeps the
red one and gives Pre the gold one and Crumb the black one.
I agree with
Black Rose book.
Okay, that's good.
That's really good. That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it means anything, but I think it's really good.
I don't know if she's right, but that's how she instinctively feels. Is that
nice.
Those are the 3 books she picked up was hers, Pre's and
Is there anything different? Because we all have seen the books in our rooms, right? Those little torture chamber rooms or whatever. As the thing is on fire, is there a way that we can look again into our individual books and see if there's anything different?
Yeah. So tell me where you're standing as this house goes up in flames.
I mean, far enough back to be safe, but close enough to be the heat.
To feel it, yeah.
The heat of chaos.
sort of like warming your hands by it.
Yeah.
This is nice. I think a couple of things happen. Okay, we can end on this. The first is that as Dahlia passes out these books and the house goes up, and you each take a peek at them, They've changed slightly. On the front is the rose is still imprinted on there, but there's a little like ribbon that looks like it's tied onto the rose now. This is all like sort of imprinted or engraved on there, but there's a little ribbon, and coming off of the, like one side of the ribbon, etched on it is your name.
Oh, hey, look, I
Okay.
was right.
And as you open the book, you find that it's empty. All the pages are empty, except for the very first one. And at the very top of the page, for each of you, it just says, "I remember, ...
Does it actually have anything under that, or is it just I remember and we're supposed to fill it in?
You don't know if that's...
Is this like Tom Riddle bullshit? I'm going to talk to the Sorcerer King of the library.
It says, it says, if you rearrange Sorcerer King of the library, it spells out, I am Lord. No, so it might be like, so like if sort of fill in the blank, but it also could be sort of like the book telling you that it remembers.
That we burned its house down.
Oh.
Yeah, sort of
the
like
book is threatening me.
Like, sort of like an I know what you did last summer kind of a thing.
Oh, no.
So there's that.
Well, at least it doesn't say we're dead anymore. I mean, this is a little better.
It's better.
A little.
You also hear from inside the house, as it's like really starting to go up. Where did you light the fire? Where did you start the fire?
Probably at the where I kicked down the door, the very first front door.
Okay, the front door.
The safest place to start a fire, outside.
Yeah. Nice. You hear some screaming inside. Like panicked, freaked out screaming. You hear maybe 3 voices, and they're all saying, oh shit, it's on fire, oh shit, get out. You hear that.
I think those are the murderers. Let's cover the bases so that we can follow them wherever they go.
Yeah, you hear one of them say, the front door's on fire, we can't go out that way. And you hear somebody says, that's a good idea. Wait, where did that voice come from?
And I'm so enraptured by watching this that I don't notice that I do it, but I start to bring that cup up to my lips, and I think I'm gonna just take a drink as I watch the flames. And I'm watching this. It's like it just seems natural to just take a drink.
I'm a little warm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Crumb, you do. And
jeez,
God damn it!
I'm so glad you do.
Poisoned.
Well, this light show is making me thirsty.
Yeah. Yeah, you stand next to a big old bonfire and you gotta get some liquid in you.
Yeah.
Okay. Crumb, you take a sip of this water, and it tastes pretty bad. It's like pretty gross water. Like it's been sitting out for a long time.
Needs to air out a little bit more. Needs to breathe.
It's got like some particulates in it. It's a little it's like
that's
it's
natural.
You remember Orbits? Is that what it was? The stuff with like the little
what
am I thinking of?
Things. It has these little bubbles. It almost looks like
those like little bubbles.
Drinking.
Is it Orbits? Is that what it was called, or was it something else?
No, but I know what you're talking about. It looks like a lava lamp in a drink.
It does. Yeah.
Like a gas station thing.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's basically, it's like what's the kind of tea with the little thing? Boba tea.
Boba, yeah.
Boba,
it's like that, except like much smaller and
gross.
Not nearly as gross and like super gross.
Yeah,
like
boba
tea.
Delicious.
Boba is awesome. This is not.
That's natural. I've drank from streams before.
I've drank boba streams before.
Yeah. Yeah, I love those boba streams. Yeah, you're sort of like as you're like retching on this, you're trying to tell yourself that this is natural.
Yeah, it's just so nice to have something to drink while I'm.
Yeah. This is
Yeah.
so
it's so
natural.
good.
Yeah, this is so good.
Did you guys want to try?
Yeah. As this happens,
there's more, huh?
You end up drinking something gross. You are suddenly not here anymore. For just a second, it's like what's in front of you disappears, and you find yourself standing in front of a big building. It's like 3 stories. It's huge, right? It's kind of old. It's kind of falling apart, but it's clear that like it's being held together by by like home repairs and love. There are a bunch of children running around, not ghost children, ghost children.
You keep flirting around the edges of it.
And just yep. And they're sort of like playing and having fun. They're kids of like lots of ages, probably between about 3 and 4 and maybe 15 or 16. They're running around having fun. It's on like this really beautiful landscape. You see some mountains kind of in the distance, a nice river going by nearby, and hanging over the door is a sign, and you recognize this place on like a deep sort of molecular level, and what's more, for it, like in a very sort of in a way that feels kind of antithetical to who you are, as you look at this place and as you read that sign, you feel this like
something.
You feel this sort of burning rage come over you.
Oh no.
You look at these kids and you want to destroy them. You look at this place and you want to burn this thing to the ground. You want to absolutely ruin all of this. And the sign says, Broken Rock Orphanage.
Oh God.
Okay.
You're the bad guys. No.
You experience all of that, and then you're back here, and you're watching this this house go up in flames. You pour out the rest of your
the rest of that
nasty water.
Your bad boba water, and
I'll drink
that. Yeah. And you come back just in time to see 3 like teenagers jump out of one of the side windows of this house.
Into the grass, or
into the just sort of like into the lawn on beside the house. They're like freaked out because they're this house, not their house, this house is on fire.
Well,
okay. All right,
are you the murderers?
We'll end there.
Okay.
All right, good.
Lordy.
Good. Yep. Okay, so until next week, we are streaming the new game this Saturday, same time, 1 to 3 CST, 2 to 4 Eastern, and it will be different and weird.
God, it will be very different.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So tune in for that, and tune in next week to
beat up some teenagers.
Yeah. Teach some respect.
Yeah, you all need to learn some respect. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see you next week.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.